Hello, denizens of the internet. Welcome to this edition of Deep Thoughts, where I think deeply about things that aren't very deep, but think about them more deeply than others. I'm concerned that YouTube is a dream killer, an ambition killer. The main reason is that its barrier to entry is too low. Now, for you YouTubers struggling just to make the monetization requirements of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours in the past 12 months, well, that doesn't seem low enough, I'm sure. In fact, I can hear you swearing at me right now. But from my perspective, sitting in your room talking to your camera and uploading videos does not seem that painful. My concern is that YouTube is a disincentive to taking risks because it's too easy to close the loop. By closing the loop, I mean you can blather for an hour, edit it, and publish it. You don't have to wait 6 months to find out if your project is a go or not. It's one of the things that actually attracted me to YouTube, as I was pretty much done with risks, hopes, the near misses, and dealing with gatekeepers. I have the t-shirt. Let me backtrack a bit. The impetus for this video came from how I consume YouTube. Mostly, I treat it like listening to a podcast, and I'm finding it depressingly repetitive. Now, there are a bajillion videos being uploaded from all over the world every minute, and I'm sure a lot of what I'm going to be commenting on here is, that is lacking, probably exists in some corner of the world, maybe in a language I can't understand, but I'm not finding it. And it's not because I'm not searching for it. I think that's YouTube's fault. Please, YouTube, stop sending me police body cam videos unless it's really drunken women ones. Because you are the best subscribers on YouTube. You will fill my comment section with all sorts of suggestions. But let me explain further. I'm referring to long-form comedy and drama. I'm not talking about Adam Savage, Veritasium, South Main Auto, Bob Loves Sports. Musicians and stand-ups have found a home here, mostly as promo for their live gigs. YouTube is well-suited for the troubadour. Sketch comedy, which is my background, probably fares the worst. It just looks out of place, but I don't even want to talk about that. The point I want to make is that if you have a dream of becoming an actor or any creative individual involved in the creative business, YouTube is like getting a job as a waiter, where the tips are good enough to sap your drive, your ambition from going for it. Because going for it is hard, and you'll make mistakes, and you'll look stupid, and people will tell you not to quit your day job. I ignored all of that and became a successful comedian with The Frantics. I know Jim Carrey. I can't imagine how different things would have been if YouTube existed back then. Why bother writing and rehearsing material and performing it at shitty coffee houses named The Nervous Breakdown, where the audience was 12 lesbian poets who happened to be the act who went on after us, doing vagina limericks. Rick Green and I stayed because even though they hated our act, they were kind enough to watch us. That's the kind of memories you create when you have to go out there and do stuff. What kind of memories does a YouTuber generate in their bedroom? Well, you know what? I think I've just gone a path that I shouldn't be going on. But you know what I mean. I'm sure we would have had a channel to promote our live shows, or would we have broken up and started our own channels? I mean, given up the whole idea of promoting and being the Frantics? Look, I don't know. That being said, we had stupid little venues like coffee houses back then where we could develop our act. When my dad saw us, he asked if we could contact Alan King for some help. We performed at the Improv in New York and then joined the Pink Flamingo Cabaret in Toronto, where we met Peter. We had met Dan earlier at the aforementioned Nervous Breakdown Coffee House, where he brought his shower curtain puppet bag stage and performed a bit where God came to earth as some poo. That really caught our attention. Disappearing live venues is a problem. I'm just wondering how many of you out there have given up a traditional entertainment career and are now slogging away here at YouTube. I don't think it's a great substitute. I'm lucky to have the memory of working with three of the funniest people I know. As dumb as performing Man of La Mancha at your local library might sound, the chances of it turning that into an acting career is better than hoping Hollywood discovers your YouTube channel. That isn't to say, if you find the right angle, you can't make it in YouTube land. But do you really want to be shilling for VPN providers, meal plan suppliers, growth hormone substitutes, and Raid Shadow Legends? And I'm not even going to get into that, into the paranoia of chasing the algorithm. If you like working 12 months a year with no break, then YouTube is the right place for you. After Rick, Peter, Dan, and I got threatened by the mafia father of a comedy club's idiot business owner, we bolted and created the Frantics. Actually, the Schizo Frantics. It was the drunken MC at the Elmo Combo Club who, in his stupor, shortened it to just the Frantics. After that, we played in bars above male strip clubs, men's prisons, female detention centers, the holiday and bar circuit before we landed our radio show, which finally made us famous and real money. The point here is, I don't know if such adventures and venues exist anymore for struggling comedy groups. Heck, who does comedy on radio anymore? And comedy podcasts fare no better. They are terrible for the most part. The thing is, if you search YouTube for comedy, Good Mythical Morning doesn't show up. Even old famous has-beens like Lily Singh don't come up. Neither does Studio C, who are still around, nor Viva La Dirt League out of New Zealand, who are working their asses off and seem to be doing well. But they are an exception. Anything that involves writing and producing something that resembles a TV show is just as hard and often as expensive as if you're doing it for broadcast. At some point, you're going to have to pay all those friends, people who have been doing you favors. Don't get me wrong, YT is not lacking in things that will entertain you. There is no lack of 4-year-old Japanese girl drummers killing it. YouTube just lacks original entertainment in the scripted production sense. They did try with YouTube Red, and there was a short stab at what were called webisodes, but the only one of note that I can recall was The Guild by Felicia Day. No one got rich off of that. Crowdsourcing is its own kind of hell. Now, turning on a camera and extemporizing is much easier. I remember the endless drives to gigs and beaters with leaky gas tanks, the motels, having to embarrass ourselves on the Bob Uecker show to promote our Showtime show. Although that was when we met Dr. Demento, the highlight of our LA trip. It sort of all made sense at the time, but now I think of it as sheer madness that I remember with great fondness. So, you've quit your showbiz dream, and you're cranking out a daily bit of YT talk. Worse, multiple times a day, and you'll be talking about the same shit everyone else is talking about. YouTube derails dreams, and you end up with no real, useful experience. It gives people, especially young people, false hope. Apparently, the average video gets 41 views. That's depressing. Now, I say this not to discourage you. There is nothing more discouraging or risky than wanting to be an out-of-work actor or a writer or a director or a producer. Your best friend is naivety, stupidity, and an insatiable drive to keep going. You're going to need that drive to keep any YouTube dream going. Also, I was successful as a performer, writer, businessman, tech person, game producer, and modestly successful as a YouTuber. I'm really enjoying myself and thankful that it satisfies my creative urges, but I can't help thinking that failing at something big will get you further ahead than grinding away to earn minimum wage YouTubing. Any of you out there that have been diverted from your life goals by the lure of YouTube monetization? Was it a dream killer for you? Alternatively, if it has been massively successful for you, or as successful as you needed, that got you out of a crappy situation, let us know that also. I want to hear positive stories. I hope you like this edition of Deep Thoughts. Till next time, denizens, be seeing you.